Welcome back. The Biden administration's so-called Inflation Reduction Act could be handing a bonus tax credit to companies using foreign metals for solar projects, which in turn hurts domestic steel manufacturers here at home. This is having a ripple effect on the industry. U.S. Steel is considering its options this morning after rejecting a $7.3 billion takeover offer from competitor Cleveland-Cliffs. Privately held company S-Mark also making a $7.8 billion offer for U.S. Steel, setting up a potential battle for the steelmaker. Joining me right now is Zekelman Industries Chairman and CEO Barry Zekelman. Barry, it's great to see you. Thanks so much for being here.
Good to see you, Maria.
Yeah, we've had you on remote. I'm happy to have you in studio this morning. What's your reaction to this potential deal for U.S. Steel?
Well, I think it's quite interesting. You know, there's been a lot of consolidation in the industry, and this is just another play at it. Obviously, two big public companies, both very big suppliers of ours, so tough for me to weigh in on it. I want to let them battle it out on their own, but there's synergies there, and it could be a potential good mix.
So tell me about the environment right now. You sell pipes to some of the largest companies. You're selling, you produce the pipes, the steel pipes. How would you assess business today?
There's pockets of good and pockets of tougher times. Industrial warehousing, big box, things like that are slowing down, but yet the solar industry is picking up. Infrastructure is picking up, data centers, things like that. So it's a little bit of yin and yang, but pretty decent.
But what about the credit environment? I know we're seeing a tighter credit environment in lots of corners. It's harder to get a loan right now. How would you assess that?
Oh, I think it's much tougher. There's no question that at some point in time it's going to have a huge effect on the consumer, and certain consumer-related products are going to slow. Plus lending. We're in the multifamily residential business as well through Z Modular, and it's much tougher to get loans on properties there. So it definitely has to have an effect, and I think it already is.
So do you expect a recession at some point?
I don't expect a full recession. I expect pockets of recession. So, for some people in some industries, it's going to feel pretty tough. In others, it'll still keep chugging along. So I think on average, there'll be a slowdown, but not a full recession.
Where are you seeing the slowdown? I know the trucking industry is struggling as well, coming off of the pandemic highs right now. Is demand falling there?
Yeah, we see dramatic decreases in freight rates. We have carriers calling us for business and actually begging for business. So that tells you everything. It tells you that commerce is slowing down, goods are slowing down, the movement of goods are slowing down. So that's one of the first signs.
And what about the foreign component here in terms of tax advantages, potential advantages for foreigners? How does that play out, and what are you worried about in that regard?
So there's two things. There's a couple of loopholes in the IRA.
Inflation Reduction Act.
In the Inflation Reduction Act on how the tax credits get applied, and there's a little bit of a loophole for foreign steel to come in. We want to close that. We've made them aware of it. That's one, but also trade policy. We made an agreement with Mexico on conduit, which we make electrical conduit, 3 years ago, and they've five-fold increase in imports of conduit. We have an agreement. We're not asking for a trade case or anything. We're just asking for Secretary Raimondo to wake up today, have her coffee, make a 30-second phone call, and make the Mexicans adhere by what they agreed to. So we've lost 143 jobs in one of our plants because of the surge in Mexican conduit imports.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah. So policy can actually make a huge difference here.
Yeah, I mean, we make trade agreements. We have agreements with people. We just need to enforce them. I mean, what's the point of having this agreement if you don't enforce it?
Well, under the Trump administration, I know the former president was talking a lot about dumping of steel by foreigners, where it would take the price down because there was obviously a much cheaper alternative to an American manufacturer.
Yeah. So look what's happened. When Trump imposed 232, it created a floor, if you will, and it created an environment where U.S. producers could invest money and think long term. Since Trump did that, $15 billion of investment in the steel industry happened. So, we're getting higher quality steel, cleaner steel, more efficiently made, more available to domestic manufacturers here, and creating great American jobs, paying American taxes.
Where are you seeing the most growth? Which industries? When you go through all of the industries that you're dealing with right now, do you see a difference?
Definitely. I mean, certainly solar is taking off, no question. But there's data centers are huge. I mean, in Ohio, Ohio alone, we're looking at quoting 60 data centers. So what goes into that? Massive amounts of steel to build them, the conduit, the piping to bring the water to it to cool them. Certainly much more large and robust distribution centers. No one wants a 200,000 square foot building. They want a 2 million square foot building. So there's areas that are really expanding more.
And are there interest rate sensitive groups that are feeling the opposite?
Definitely. Smaller businesses are definitely, the Intels of the world aren't getting hurt with interest rates, nor are Apple. I mean, they might with their consumer, but not building a data center. But certainly the smaller people who are building small developments, shopping plazas, retail, homes, and all of the things that surround homes that generate, economic benefit are slowing down dramatically.
Barry, it's great to get your insight on all of this.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks so much for being here.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Barry.